Well, wasn't that something? We assessed Terminator's English skill during that commercial break. I'm not going to give him a grade. I'll wait until finals.
I'm going to give him an F for that, man. I don't know. I give him a mallet for that.
Definitely didn't study for that one. Well, let's find out what Hero's hair looks like today, because
what?
I'm pretty sure we don't need to find out what player it's going to be. We already know that. All right, 4-3 this season. Not the best record we've ever seen, but 3-0 versus Terran. 6-6 record. He's played 152 Pro League games. That's a lot of games, Moonglade.
That is a lot of games, Wolf. And yeah, he's always been absolutely amazing in this matchup. He should be more than prepared to deal with someone like Cure, especially on his map, King Sejong Station, which we've seen him play on so many times. And I'm sure the opponent team has as well. They know exactly what he's going to do, but he does it so damn well that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of work to do, Wolf. He's got to win, what is it, 2 games to win the whole thing.
He certainly has to, and it's against 2 top Terrans, the first of which is Cure, who's also undefeated in this matchup on the opposite side of things, 2-0. 5-2 this season, a very, very top-tier Terran. Quietly, one of the strongest Terrans in this league. And, you know, just kind of flows under the radar sometimes. Going into King Sejong Station as the map. And if he wins it, it's all over. So, not as much pressure, I feel, on this guy's shoulders, because he could do, you know, a crazy build. He could do an all-in. If it fails, he's still got Maru to back him up. So the lobby had a problem. It's going to be rehosted. In the meantime, I think we're going to take a look at our predictions.
It might have just been me that disconnected, Wolf. I don't know, man. We might actually miss out on the Observer PC today.
I hope not.
Me too, buddy.
Jump in that lobby. All right. Here's our predictions, by the way. Only myself and Kanata voting for Cure here.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
I vote for him not for his skill versus heroes, but the momentum. This is a unique situation because I get to vote in between the matches, not beforehand. So I'm voting on that merit alone, and I feel like Hero is going to have a tough time keeping his emotions in check here in this high stressful situation, you know, high stakes stressful situation here, where if he loses, his team is out, not going to the finals.
Yeah, it all rides on him at this point. I'm sure he's used to this kind of feeling, though. He's done it so many times in the past.
Alrighty, guys. The map is loaded. Hero, the last man standing for CJ Antis. Can he force the ace player of Jin Air? Or is Jin Air going to close it out right now here with Cure? Let's find out. Top left in the red, the last man standing for CJ Antis. It's Hero.
Down here in the bottom right, it is the player Cure.
For Jin Air, green wings.
Destroyed BL in a way I have not seen him die in a long time.
Well, the map is good for Hero's style. It's good for expanding as Protoss. The Terran is, if not the aggressor on this map, which we do see very often, especially players like TY like those Widowmine drops, but if we do not see the Terran as the aggressor, the Protoss has so many different ways to attack, so many different angles. Stargate builds, viable. Blink builds, very viable. There's 2 different entrances to the main. There's 2 different entrances to the natural. So you get Blink out there, the Terran has to play defensively. You know, it fakes you out. You put some bunkers up, you sit back, then boom, Protoss takes a third base.
I really can't imagine Hero going for something other than Blink Stalkers, though. I feel like it just wouldn't make sense in my heart as well as my brain. It's something he's done like every single game, specifically against Terran.
Yeah.
Would he dare actually make a Stargate in this matchup?
I don't think so.
I'd love to see it. I think it'd be a great sort of mind game. Kuro would just be thrown off completely. He's like, well, I've seen 1,000 games of this guy, and every single game he went Blink Stalkers.
I just don't think you go Stargate in a situation like this. I think you go Stargate if you're the player who comes out second, where you know you're playing the map. It's kind of like a snipe build. You prepare that for that one opponent. And maybe he plans on hitting Maru with a Stargate build later on or something like that. But when you're just trying to get to that last game, when your opponent's team is up 3-1, I think you got to stick with your guns and stick with the style that you know best and play a straight-up game against Cure.
Just try and play as solid as humanly possible. No mistakes. Shut down every sort of drop that's going to be coming in this way, because this map, Terran loves to drop in this map. They have the best opportunities to do so. So much airspace around the main and the natural.
Yep. And
so much potential.
You can fly just into the natural with that huge dead airspace. I mean, you go in and out of there a million times undetected. Great map to open Reaper for the same reason that it's great to open Blink Stalker, and because you've got that extra backdoor to jump on. You have to go onto that little chin, that little lip. But you can get in there, come to the natural. Tons of different scouting potentials for the Reaper. Now, the pylon placement here for Hero already varied. He has the second pylon to the right side of the base. It's something the Reaper's going to want to identify. Also helps trying to keep the Reapers out of his base. The Nexus is planted here early before Mothership Core. So getting out really fast.
Yep, I mean, cancel the Zealot, go into that standard sort of build where he gets down the Nexus ASAP, gets a Mothership Core out in time to deflect any sort of Reaper sort of scouting. Has that nice SimCity with the Cyber and Gateway to block off the Reaper from the left side. So only has to worry about one side. Still, the Reaper's going to get a nice scout off. Sees both pylons.
Yeah. Doesn't see a third, of course, just yet.
Well, he can kind of assume that, though, because the Gateway has to be powered somewhere, right? And he does see it now. Yeah. So he knows where everything is.
Total confirmation here. Knows it's a quick Nexus. Very much what he would expect to see. And as we were discussing, this map, great for drops. I see a factory on the way. Robo queued up. Does plant it actually to the back, or rather to the right of his Nexus rather than the back. Kind of setting up a little bit of a SimCity against Hellions, for example.
We are seeing that sort of marine mine into Starport. So he's going to be doing for those mine drops with the Medivacs. And I guess this Robo facility is going to be very handy for that sort of situation. So long as he has enough sort of Stalkers out, enough units to kind of deal with this marine mine drop. Going to get out a lot of observers early. I wonder how many he's going to make, because, I mean, it was kind of popular last year that you'd end up seeing players make like maybe 3 or 4 observers kind of surround the airspace and be just completely ready for any drop coming their way.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Reaper does scout the Twilight Council. Then there's a cancel. I think that was absolutely calculated decision here by Hero to mind game him, because he made it right as the Reaper was coming in and canceled it right as the Reaper died. I don't think that was a coincidence, so that was a pretty sneaky move there.
Yeah, that was a very sneaky move, and I mean, it means because he's going to obviously forego Blink altogether at this point, because normally you don't want a late game unless you, I guess it still helps in the late games. You need to deal with Vikings, but obviously going to have very late charge as well. Probably just going to be focusing a lot more on his Robo Bay, going for fast Colossi after these observers.
Yeah. And
maybe upgrades, because we have seen him go for double Forge in the past.
Well, it looks like he's expecting something like this. Gets a Sentry to hold the ramp against pressure like this. Has the Stalkers in place. Gets a second Observer for Widow Mines. And I feel like, you know, if you go into Colossi after this, it's a great transition point if you hold this. He's expecting this type of build. Mothership Core, very dangerous spot here, but does pull it away at the last second. Living life on the edge. And I think a Colossus transition as a follow-up is great against this sort of heavy pressure.
Yeah, if you get them out in time, absolutely. It does so much work. And we are seeing that Twilight Council go down now after 3 observers on the map. So he's going to be sticking with 3, and I think he'll be waiting, banking his gas for his first Colossus.
Target that does for a second target the Widow Mines. Good pulls. This is only 2 observers for 2 Widow Mines, or rather 2 probes for 2 Widow Mines. That's actually totally fine.
Yeah, good shutdown. And I mean, he lost his mines, so nothing else is going to be happening. If drops anytime soon, we are seeing the second one gear up for a drop. No doubt going to be aiming for that natural.
And solid defensive stuff for Hero here. He already has his first Colossus on the way. He has Blink on the way as well.
Yeah, going into that later Blink, no doubt going to be helping him tremendously against this kind of drop style. And no way is this drop going to find its way in, I don't think. Still going to go for it, though.
He tries for it. You know, I guess he's hoping to get that splash damage off here.
Yeah.
First Widow Mine gets a shot, only gets 1 kill. The second one doesn't get the fire. I don't think it was worth it.
I guess at the very least, you're forcing all the probes to get pulled away. So if you keep this momentum going, like you're slowly but truly dealing a lot of damage to the economy because they simply can't mine until the mine is dealt with, and the occasional probe will go down. So I guess, and it gives Terran like the constant offensive. It gives them the kind of like the pressure to keep going and do what they want at home while they force all the units back at the Protoss base to be defending.
Certainly. He is taking a fast third right now. Let's go ahead to land it at this moment in time. Good observer placement here. We'll spot yet another drop. First time trying to swing around the left side into the main base. First Colossus is out. Second one nearly completed. No range, though.
No, I think he might be trying to transition pretty quickly from this. We are seeing double upgrades at the same time.
This drop gets shut down so hard. But meanwhile, one comes into the natural. He doesn't have an answer for this. Leadership Core does drop that Nexus Cannon. A quick reaction here. Good probe pull. That was a close call. And very deftly will now deflect this Widow Mine. Blink is done as well. Worker count, though, in favor of Cure. With that fast third CC that he had, plus the triple mules, his economy is in a really great spot. It's cost him a lot of money to do this, and this does give Hero a huge advantage in composition. It's also cost him a large amount of army, and that's why this move out, I feel, is a great choice. This is why I was talking earlier about the Colossus tech being a great follow-up to this sort of aggressive early attack, because you trade some of that army, and if you want to do a fast third base, that base is a little bit exposed.
Still, he's got to be a little careful. We don't see any pylons out just yet. And we do see Viking production has begun. We're going to see 4 in about 10 seconds, and it's still a pretty decently sized bio army.
If he had range, I'd be more okay with a poke here, but I think just forcing the CC to lift and then walking away is the best choice right now, because he just simply doesn't have enough to force the issue at the natural. He's got his own third. He's forced the third to lift. Just walk home. Keep getting your upgrades.
We've seen Bio like stim forward and kill Colossi with less, with even more buffer than this. Like from Maru, Maru would not be afraid to kind of just chase this down and deal with it. So he's going to be very careful with this little army that's out on the map.
Well, it does escape for now, and the third base is replanted. Third spotted here. That scan does clear up an observer meanwhile.
Yeah, very important clear there.
So, just looking at things here, the Viking production is now up to, he can make quadruple at a time. He can make 4 at a time. He's got double reactors. He can make Vikings and medevacs, a lot of flexibility when the starports at this. And Hero, if he doesn't transition into Storm pretty soon, well, he's going to have some trouble.
Yeah, I wonder if he's even going to bother at this point. We haven't seen the Templar Archives go down just yet. We are just seeing double upgrades, charge on the way, and a lot of Colossi. And we have seen this before from him as well. Like, he likes this style a lot, where he just focuses on Colossus, upgrades, and a lot of gateway units.
I love his multitasking, going ahead and grabbing a medevac like that with the Stalkers. Why not? You're not using them for anything else. Puts him back in his army, trying to make a little bit of a hallucinated Colossus here to absorb some of that Viking fire.
Ooh, I think we're going to see Kira pull the boys at some point too.
Well,
he's about to have 1-1. Well, he's soon going to have 1-1. He's poking at this point.
2-2 is almost done for Hero, mind you.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Ooh, big blink forward.
This is a good engagement here on these Vikings. Taking a lot of those out, and those force hits by a lot of time. And Cure didn't hit the third while this was happening. He kind of just sat out there.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that engagement at all. Really keeping the Vikings super exposed. And this is going to give Hero a massive window to just counterattack.
Look at his face. Look at Hero's face. He's smiling like he's got this one. When you're going for such a heavy Blink Stalker Colossus comp, which Hero is known to do, we talked about this earlier, and you kill all your opponent's Vikings essentially for free, of course you're going to know this is a moment where I have a huge composition advantage.
So they're getting made 4 at a time. I think we can see a lot of SCVs being added as well in just a moment. 1-1 is finished. There is no armory whatsoever. No Ghost Academy on the map, though, so I wonder where Kura goes from here.
Well, Hero needs to be careful on how he wants to engage this. He's got a huge Stalker army here to help buffer, but he doesn't have the Zealots in his army just yet. Has to back up. Those SCVs you were talking about are joining into the army. Those Vikings pick up a Colossus here. Another one about to go down. It's a lot of bio on the ground, but here come those charged Zealots, and the upgrade advantage is here for Hero. I think he just has enough to break through. Another reinforcement wave at that pylon. should seal the deal.
Oh yeah, and he's even dancing his zealots, getting some hype behind him, some momentum, and yeah, he's completely broken the back of Kira at this point. Just way too much of an upgrade advantage.
GG. We're going to that final match, Moonglade.
We are indeed, and it's going to be Maru, no doubt. Not for sure, but I don't think anyone else would come out but Maru at this point.
I don't think so either. If anyone besides Maru comes out, I'll be more shocked than when StarTale didn't show up yesterday.
Well said.
I mean, just looking at the lineup, no. Don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it. You got Symbol? No, don't think so. I mean, I'm looking at high-tier, high-caliber players.
Well,
you got Trap for PvP? I don't think so. Or
they have 2 lives left, actually, which is one thing to note, Wolf.
Oh, that's right.
So it might not.
Oh yeah, we're going all the way.
We're almost there, man.
Or this is not quite all the way. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah. This is game 6, so they have a room to throw someone out there if they don't want to give them Maru just yet. I mean, it is Deadwing after all. It is not the best map for Terran in general.
Yeah, you know, my mind is thinking like back to best of 5s, and I'm not used to casting a best 7.
Oh yeah, I'm the same. I was jumping ahead of myself.
Yeah, getting way too ahead of myself. Okay, so we could see.
I think.
I mean, do you want a PvP here? Or do you want a PvT? Or TVP, I should say.
I think they put out Terminator on Deadwing. That's what I'm going to go with. Terminator's been doing fantastically. He even defeated Hero in GSL. That's saying a lot. That speaks volumes to me, Wolf, about how good this guy has become. He might be the guy to take him down.
So you're feeling we're not seeing SOS?
No, I don't think we're going to see SOS today. I think it's going to be Terminator, and if that fails, we're going to see Maru on Overgrowth.
I wonder if Terminator can do this in this tense situation. You have confidence in him as a pick over SOS in this really, really important moment? I'm not so sure I do.
SOS just hasn't been playing like the old SOS this round. He's not bad. He's not playing badly, but